Nissan Crossing here in Ginza. Rotating Takoyaki ball. Tesla store in Shibuya. And great time. And we're back. 7 weeks since we drag raced. We've been all around the world, mostly in Japan, and I'll throw some clips at the end of this video for those of you that might be interested. But hey, this isn't a travel channel, this is a drag race channel. So let's get to it. Bradenton Motorsports Park, April 17th, 2025. Not too many cars here yet, but it looks like we do have a Demon 170. This looks like the one we saw out here struggling a few months ago. Having big traction problem. 315 on a 15-inch wheel now. So that Mickey Thompson AT Street R has a better chance of hooking up than what came with this car. All right, let's see what the Demon 170's got tonight. We're at 88%, drag strip mode, 2 minutes till performance. Okay, we're a little deep, but we had to rush it. We gave him a run for his money, that's for sure. That's Greg Mannarino's COPO Camaro. That thing has run as fast as 820s out here in top 2, and he's been changing it up though. Made a few modifications to it. It's a hot one out here. 84 degrees at the moment. Feels a lot hotter though.
I'm 28.
All right, thank you. We were absolutely not expecting a pro tree on that run. We were on the sportsman tree side, so that reaction time, 568, well, that's what happens when you get a surprise like that. 148.60 foot, not great. 600 to the 8th mile, better than last night at showtime. And a 928 at 158.58. Greg ran a 918 at 159.1. Margin at the finish line, 0.132. That'd be a car length. Mile an hour, the real story there. Him at 159.1 versus our 148. So he had over 10 mile an hour on us, and exactly 1/10 of a second. A 918.2 against a 928.2. Look at that 8th mile number. We actually had him to the 8th mile with a 600 to his 609.
I don't even know who won.
You took it by 1/10. So to the 8th mile, you were 609 to my 600, so I had you at the 8th. You had me on the tree.
I didn't. What happened with that tree, bro?
Yeah, I don't know what that deal was with that stupid tree. Not that
They tricked us, bro.
They totally gypped us. I don't know why they did that. I mean, you were there just to practice your sportsman.
I wanted to park my sportsman tree.
I mean, you don't have PT on your window, obviously, right?
No.
No, neither do I. Which is why you came to the other side of the track.
Now I'm screwed. Now I gotta make. I was gonna go home.
Well, you got to do another one now.
I think I have to do another one. So
Yeah.
so you were out on me.
Yeah?
I didn't know if I was going to catch you. Anyway.
I was hoping that I could hold you off, but I mean, 10 mile an hour is a lot. I mean, yeah, I got a couple more runs in me, but if you want to do one more, I'd love it. Cool. All right,
Thanks,
man.
bro.
I'm gonna trust that was just a mistake, that we got the wrong tree, but we'll just have to run it again. Let's see if we can get a pass with that Demon 170. The mighty Demon 170. Supposed to have more horsepower than a Plaid, but never seen one of these run 920s. Not in real life anyway. And we're at this track every week, at least when we're not in Japan. How's it going, man?
All right, I'm not ready for you tonight.
Did I just see a 930?
You did, but that's the first one I've had tonight.
So was that 930 your best run yet?
That's probably one of my best runs. That ties pretty close to what best I've ever done.
Okay.
So,
All right.
so yeah, I've been having problems to get back down there. So,
Yeah.
He's more consistent in 930 than I am. So
I don't think he's been hitting those kind of numbers tonight.
the last two he spun and he's had problems.
Yeah. Now, did you swap out your brakes in the back to fit those smaller wheels?
Yes.
I thought
to fit
you
the
probably
bigger
did.
wheels.
Yeah, bigger tires, smaller rim.
Yeah.
So you're on a 315, 60, 15. Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, I got, when you said swap out, yeah, I swapped out the brakes to get the smaller rim, to get the
bigger rubber. Yeah, all that sidewall makes a nice difference. Sure looks better like that, I tell you. I like that look. All that rubber and not so much wheel. So we got two 170s here. How many times do you see two of these at the track on the same night? All right, rematch here. I don't like my chances any better on this one than the last one. He's probably gonna just feather it off the line for traction. But they did just re-prep. We're at 84% battery state of charge. Deep into launch control. Hopefully we get the right tree this time. Now. On the tree, not a great tree for me. 33, I think, almost a half tenth better than what I saw on the board for him. We could have used that little advantage in the last race. Nice. I'd say our pass felt pretty good, about the same as the last one.
925.
All right, a little better. So 925 with a 9 at 148.89. Fairly consistent mile an hour. 33 reaction time. Greg ran an 875 on 157.4 with a 76 reaction time. Margin at the finish line, almost half a second. This time he had a little less than 10 mile an hour on us at the 8th mile. We ran a 598, which is a great 8th mile time for this car, but he ran a 563. Fun run. Who's next? You know, if I'd have had a reaction like this, I would have held off that COPO in the previous race, but that's racing. You can do all the couch racing you want, if this and that, or this car with this time in a magazine, but that's not the way it works. You got to line them up side by side and run them. This is a great looking McLaren 720S. What a sweet license plate, huh? Heavily tuned. Will it hook up? That is the question.
564, 151, 990.
All right, bonus here. We got a tuned McLaren 720S. And this guy's telling me he's got, is it 1,400 horsepower? But he's working on the launch and other stuff, so whether he's able to get it hooked up or not is the question. And he's gonna probably spool it up. We should be good. You can get out of the hole. We launched there with 82% battery state of charge, and we were about a minute away from peak performance ready, which it hit during the pass. Well, that's too bad he didn't launch. Looks like he's going to get to the Timeslip booth before us, but didn't get the pass he wanted. Not sure what happened with this pass, but I can't wait for him to launch, then I'm going to lose.
That'll be a close race if he actually makes it on the track. 924.
Have you seen him make a full pass before?
He's in the 9s.
I would think
You'll
so.
be even. He's having transmission problems.
Okay.
That's a factory transmission, but he has modified the engine, so the trans is trying to catch up.
Yeah, right on, man. Right on,
if
man.
he makes a good pass, he'll be even.
Nice. Well, there you have it. From the Timeslip booth guy who knows all the cars out here. So our pass, 924, best DT of the night. Another 148.8 with a 40 reaction time and a 146 60 foot, 597 to the 8th mile. That's our best 8th mile tonight as well. Slip isn't showing the 8th mile an hour. Something off with that equipment tonight. I was hoping he'd get a good run. It's too bad he didn't. Is it transmission?
This car is not meant for that transmission. Is not meant for the power.
Yeah.
So like now that I've been running it, it's just go into lit mode as soon as I go into launch control. So,
Yeah. So you told me this thing at top tune is like 14 maybe?
14 wheel, yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
So, but you know the problem is on the dyno I don't have this problem. When I go, but we don't launch it on the dyno.
Yeah.
So
You ease into it.
yeah, we use into it. But it's on the, you know, if I'm on the highway,
Yeah.
it's, you know, I'm fast.
Yeah.
But when we go from a launch, I go into all kinds of lit mode.
Yeah.
So I just did right there. I wouldn't launch. It wouldn't let me launch.
Are there different ways you can launch it, like launch mode versus
I can do launch mode.
power brake, or
It won't power brake. It won't.
I'm not sure if that was a grudge race or if that was for the list.
Power
but
brake
left
with
lane
the
got the
traction
win.
off, but it's
Somebody
not like
needs to beat
the
that
launch.
guy.
yeah.
So,
Someone needs
but
to,
if I power brake, the traction off, I never get traction. Oh, before I ran,
Left lane gotta get
I'm like 8.6 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When everything is perfect.
But everything's perfect. So,
Well,
I think
once you get a good pass, if you
took
can
a
get a
spot.
pass or do consistent with it, we'll run it again.
no doubt, man. Appreciate
All right.
it.
Thanks for the run.
Yeah.
So the McLaren's going to make another test hit. And it sounded real good. And he runs a 986 on 149. A little more mile an hour than we had, but off by about a half second on the ET. All right, McLaren's about to make another run. Sounds pretty good. 951 at 152 mile an hour. So I talked to the drivers of both of the Demon 170s, and they both declined when I asked them if they'd like to race. But interestingly, as the cars are lining up here, there is another Tesla Plaid that happens to be next to the faster of the two Demon 170s, this maroon one that just ran a 930 something. You and the black Plaid, you just beat that Demon 170. What are you going to do now?
I'm going to Disneyland, sir.
All right.
All right.
Right on. So these Demon 170s trailering, kind of can't blame them when they got that much money in their cars. But between the two of them, their best pass tonight was still a tenth slower than our passes were. And interestingly, our passes only got faster with each run, our last pass being the fastest and our first pass being the slowest. It's kind of interesting because we're down at 79% battery state of charge now. Now let's take a look at the Japan footage for those that might be interested. Welcome back to the Tesla Plaid channel, where we're doing over 170 miles an hour. 176 miles an hour now. We're not in our Tesla. We are on the Shinkansen in Japan, going from Kyoto to Tokyo. At 176 miles an hour. Faster than we've ever done in our Tesla. Good times. Smooth ride. And oh, by the way, you can bring your own food and drink on board. Anything you want. We've got Nissan's Formula E entry here. Check that out. All-electric Formula E race car here. We are in Ginza. This is Nissan Crossing in the heart of Ginza, right next to Ginza Station. Looks like there's only seating for one, and a fairly narrow one at that. I'm not sure I would fit in there. Nissan Crossing here in Ginza. We're at our local Tesla dealer here in Shibuya, outside Tokyo. Right next to Shibuya Station, and to our pleasant surprise, nobody is trying to fire on this Tesla dealer. Seems like everyone here in Japan is very well behaved. Tesla store in Shibuya. You can choose a mobile charger or the wall charger. See, what I like about Japan is they actually have these things sitting out and no one's going to take it. We've been here a few weeks and there's no crime, there's no shoplifting, there's just a whole bunch of honest people that can be trusted. They got the new Model Y, and it's looking good. Funny thing, they drive on the wrong side of the road here. And all the steering wheels are on the wrong side. Alright, I'll have to work the exchange rate on this, but it should be under 40,000 US dollars here. So at today's exchange rate of about 146 yen to the dollar, that's just a little over 38,000 US dollars for the new Model Y rear-wheel drive. Here in Japan, they're getting keys to a new Tesla instead of keying somebody's Tesla. It's a drag race. It's the Yamanote line versus the, I think we got them. Oh yeah, we got them. Rotating Takoyaki balls. Takoyaki. Looks like some kind of cheap knockoff Tesla logo over there, huh? What do you think we did, like 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds there?
Tokyo Disney Resort,
like 2,000 times.
is Tokyo Disneyland Station.
All the crickets. No, and right time. And we'll see you next time right here on the Tesla Plaid channel.